Well, we have got a second part with Jacques Rougeau. I recorded one bit and then we did another. So here is part 2, episode 210 with Jacques Rougeau, a.k.a. the Mountie on Stu's Wrestling Podcast.
This is TJ Wilson, a.k.a. Tyson Kidd, and you're listening to Stu's Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to Stu's Wrestling Podcast, established 2019. Direct from the North Wales coast. His verbal skills definitely outweigh his wrestling ability. It's time for British Wrestling's sharpshooter, your host, Stu Palmer.
Josh, great news recently. You were guests on Wrestling Life Online with Ben Veal, who's written books, is in the midst of writing books on wrestlers, and you have gone in to the Hall of Fame. You've gone into the Wrestling Life Online Hall of Fame. You and Raymond, the fabulous Rougeau brothers, have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Amazing.
I can't explain the feeling that it was when Ben Veal gave us the news. It was so refreshing because it was coming from the fans, it was coming from the wrestling world, it was coming from the wrestling people, it was coming from the fans in UK, who were some of the best fans in the whole world. And I was talking about that yesterday with a guy called Tom and Adam Baum. They have a podcast, and I was talking with them about how great the fans are in the UK, the difference between the fans in the States and the fans in the UK, how much they appreciate everything. I remember going for the love of wrestling, and it was, when I left there, I knew why they called it for the love of wrestling, because UK has the love of wrestling, and and it's in their heart, it's in their veins, it's in their soul, and it's like it's almost like when we go to the UK, it was all brand new to them. It was all sensational. It was appreciative. In the States, it was like, oh, we've seen that before. It's another show, and they're so when we got the call and we did the show with Ben, it was like, there's so much political in the WWE to be in the Hall of Fame. There's some embarrassments in there. There's some people that don't belong in there. There's a lot of people that do belong in there and they're not there, but for the right reasons at the right time, because they're doing a WrestleMania in their town, or because they want to use it to advantage, to make money, or and for me, it was like it was heavy on my shoulders, because all the guys that I used to work with, they're all in there. Guys that we spend months and years working with them, building the company WWF. You think about me spending 11 years on the road for WWF, my brother 4 years, but my brother spent 17 years as a commentator, the French voice in Europe and in Canada, everything that the Rougeaus gained, the 4 generations of the Rougeau family. How can you not have the Rougeau name in the Hall of Fame of Wrestling for what my dad, my uncle, my great uncle did, everything? So it was a weight on my shoulders. And because I had a falling out with Vince and Triple H and all of them, I do not have a brown nose, and so you're not gonna see me kissing up to anybody. I'm gonna say what was on my mind, and that's what they didn't like in the WWE and WWF. Is I spoke my mind, and I told them to go take a hike. When I left, and that was it. And they were not used to being treated like that, so they held it against me. They held their grudge against me, and so it was a lot. It was political, but when we were named last week, it was like, if all the UK, and I'm already 3 or 4 times Hall of Famer in different organizations in North America, but now getting it from the UK like this, it was the icing on the cake. It was like, Jacques, stop worrying about the WWE's Hall of Fame. It's political. This Hall of Fame that you're receiving, it's from the fans. It's from the people who appreciated your work, your hard work, all the characters, the jailhouse match, the marathon matches with the Rockers, the Hart Foundation, the beating Hulk Hogan, the only Canadian to beat Hulk Hogan. So many things that we've accomplished over the years. The matches on WrestleManias and SummerSlams, and with Tito Santana, with Coco Beware, and all these guys I used to work with all the time, night after night, that are in the Hall of Fame. So for me to be inducted like that with my brother Raymond was a great moment. We did a great show. If you have a chance to go check out the show on Ben Veal that we did me and Raymond. I think you'll enjoy it. And Raymond, I'm so happy. I'm so proud of Raymond because for one of the few times Raymond came out of the cupboard and he starts saying things about politically WWE not being fair. So that was so I was glad because Raymond was always a yes man towards the WWE. You know, he was, but now he's starting to realize that hey, we should have been in there long time ago, and you guys took a weight off my shoulder and made me feel so proud of my career and what I've accomplished.
100%, 100%. I can make a case for so many tag teams, along with you and Raymond, who are not in there as well. All you guys that tagged in the peak WWF, you could make a case for everybody. The Rockers, give Marty Jannetty something, will you?
Please,
give that man something with Sean. You know,
please, the Killer Bees. You
yeah.
know, let me tell you something. There's so many teams that worked night after night and tore the house down and got 20,000 people on their feet. We build what is there today. We build it, and they should have never forgot that. Shame on them.
Powers of Pain.
Powers of Pain.
Absolutely brilliant. So good.
So, and it was an era. It was an era also where the tag team was primary. There was tag teams were so strong. They were stronger division than the singles division. So I think that. But I'm happy now. I'm a happy man.
Course.
I'm relieved.
Of course.
I'm so happy. And thanks again to the UK who's always supported us.
I'm happy for you. You know that. And Raymond, absolutely. And Ben Veal, what a man Ben Veal is, and his content. He's doing brilliant. He's just passed 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is no easy thing to do. So Ben is purveying old school wrestling and the historical side of wrestling.
And I had a chance to send a few people towards Ben Veal, a few wrestlers to do podcasts with him, like I did with you one or two.
Absolutely.
And so it's fun. You know, it's fun that they have a chance to talk to the UK fans, which are so amazing.
And moving on, more news. There's going to be some new action figures coming out with you and Raymond. The major figure toy line, obviously Matt Cardona and the guys there. They're bringing out the rubber action figures of the fabulous Rougeaus. I was like, yes, loved it when I saw that.
You know, it's so amazing. Then again, you know, the recognition. I love Matt Cardona. He thought that, and when he approached me for that, he says, Jacques, he says, the Rougeau brothers are a top team in the World Wrestling Federation. We got to get you guys out there. And I can't wait to see the content of like, you know, how it's made. You know, you're saying they're rubber dolls. I don't know. I've never seen them before. I've never had one in my hand, so I can't wait to see. But you know, it's what an amazing for my grandkids. You know, my grandkids that are going to be able one day to play with those dolls. Say, hey, that's my grandpa. You know, so we leave a heritage. You know, there's so much more than just the collectioners. You know, it's like the heritage that we leave, the legacy. And then, so that's amazing. And, you know, I already had like 2, 3, 4 figurines out from different company, Astle Toys and different companies. And, but this one here is the one I heard that's very hot. I heard that it's the one to have now. And I get emails, I get messengers from people the last few days. Hey, Jacques, I pre-ordered your figurine. I pre-ordered your figurine. So, and then they show me a picture of the box, I think, or something. It's not even the figurine. It's just a picture of the box. And so that is an amazing, it's amazing. It's so really good things are happening to me at my age. And I'm very grateful for it.
Like 40 odd, nearly 50 years later, and there's still stuff coming in from wrestling for you. It's mad. It's mad. And I can just see how overjoyed you are about it and how thankful you are that these things are happening.
You know, it's I used to hear this sentence, you know, when I was growing up through my life. The more things are different, the more things are the same. And you know, and I always say to myself, you know, as I grow to the end of my life right now, I got maybe 10, 15 years left. I look back and I say, some days are really long, but the years, they go by like that. You know, but so you got to take advantage of every moment of the day. and that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that with my girlfriend Natalie. Where everything's so cool, and I can't wait for the Royal Rumble this summer in front of 4,000 of my fans. They're gonna have the signs up, like the Rougeau signs, the Hall of Fame Rougeau brothers, and it's funny because in the last few years, many of my friends went to the WWE shows in Quebec and Montreal, and they wanted to show the WWE, hey, you should take care of the Rougeaus, and this. So they'd come in with some big signs, and they would take the signs off of them on the entrance of the building. They wouldn't let them come in. They weren't allowed to come in with the signs, and it's amazing. So we were robbed. So now everything's coming back full strength, and so it's all good now.
Definitely amazing. Jacques, I've never asked you this. Just one retro question, and I've asked you so many things about the past and all that. What was your favorite arena to wrestle in America? Where did you really like going? Because I've never asked you, and I've asked you a lot of questions over the course of our 8 interviews.
I could answer a couple of places, to be honest with you. But one place I'm going to tell you that, and for a reason why, was the Boston Gardens. Because the Boston Gardens was very special to me, because the Boston Gardens, they hated the Montreal Canadiens in hockey. There was the biggest rivalry in the National Hockey League, and I used to come in there with my Montreal Canadian jersey, and I used to really get under their skin. And so when I get to Boston, it was for me, it was like it was like almost like if you had the two teams in hockey of Florida that were playing against each other. Like, there was a hockey from Miami, there's the Hurricanes, and then there was the another team from the Tampa there's Tampa and Miami. They have these confrontations, and and when you go to New York, the same thing. Like you had the New York Rangers, New York Islanders. You had, and when you have those feuds that are really close to each other, like you had the Boston Red Sox and the Yankees when they played baseball. They hated each other, those guys. So the fans were really into it. So for me, when I went to the Boston Gardens, it was like a place where I was hated the most. I mean, I was hated everywhere, but I was hated there more than anywhere. So, and I knew that when I had them on their feet wanting to kill me, I knew I was doing my job. And you know something about that. You wanted to kill me too when you were young.
Oh my God. I hated that shock stick. I used to panic. I'm not joking you. I used to panic going to bed. I wasn't as frightened as I was of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Mum and Dad used to put that on purpose, the full thing, when he turns into the werewolf. But I had issues about that shock stick, I thought you were killing people with that. My little brain at the time.
You know what? It's so funny. I got so many great memories. We could go on and on and on. When
absolutely.
I go in Comic-Cons, I remember the love of wrestling. I remember the line I had in front of me, and so many people in that line would come up to me and they'd say, I'm the Mountie, I'm handsome, I'm brave, and they used to sing my song. Or they used to come, we don't like heavy metal, we don't like rock and roll, all we like to listen to is Barry Manilow. Hey, we're all and look at all those things that Jimmy Hart did for us, like, and the things we left behind. So yeah, I want to send a big love to all the UK fans that supported us and hated me and loved me and supported me and comes to see me in the Comic-Cons, and soon I'll be back for the love of wrestling. Hopefully, I had such a great fun there, and I did a Q&A in the middle of the ring, and it was so much fun. I had the people laughing and hating me again 35 years later, and so I can't wait to go back and do that again for the love of wrestling. Hopefully they'll ask me to go back soon.
Definitely. You made me laugh getting in Tom's car last year before we went to go and eat. Your words were, we were howling afterwards. You said, can you turn this heated seat off? It's burning my ass. Tom's like, I didn't want to laugh in front of Jacques. I said, you should have just laughed. I was laughing in the back. The seat must have been roasted. We were in stitches, and I absolutely.
That was a great little restaurant we went to there. You know, I can't remember what I ate, but it was so good. I went back and ate it the next day again. I can't remember what I ate that day. Do you remember?
Chicken tenders. It was. That's what you.
Yeah,
That's what you
the
got us.
chicken
That's what you got us.
tenders and
And
the barbecue sauce. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the restaurant. We should give them a plug, and they deserve it. It was so good.
was
But
just
anyway, it was right near the hotel.
it was just at the road from Manchester United's ground. Actually, it's not far. And then your hotel was obviously at the cricket ground. So yeah, we'll have to find them. Jacques, thank you so much for coming on again. As I said, the 8th appearance on this show. We were hitting 2 or 3 appearances a year, so I feel bad that it's been so long. It's been like 14 months since you were last on. But thank you so much. On the back end, we will plug the video with Sean Mooney for GPW, of course, for the event in Quebec. You've sent me the video. I will put that in at the back end.
Thank you so much, and make sure that you, even if it's in Messenger between you and me, that you find out how I did after the Royal Rumble with Harry Smith. Make sure you...
I'll be panicking because when that match is on, I'll probably be in bed all time UK. So I will be looking. I'm sure there'll be video footage of that.
You won't be in bed. You're going to be in Gatineau, Quebec.
If I wasn't going to Spain for my holiday at Easter, I would come. But obviously, times have changed, unfortunately. But yeah, good luck.
Family.
Good luck, and you've got the acumen up there. You've got more experience than Harry, but Harry is a superb athlete. He's done fantastic. But I think you can outfox the young man.
Thank you very much, Stewie. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for everything, and we'll talk shortly.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And here's Sean Mooney at the event center for GPW Mania.
All right, folks, we'll be back with in-ring action. But now let's go to GPW Event Center with Sean Mooney.
Hello, everyone. It's Sean Mooney, and I am back in the Event Center for a big reason to tell you about a tremendous wrestling event you do not want to miss, coming to Gatineau, Quebec, Canada on Saturday, May 30th. Now, that day, you will meet some of the greatest superstars ever at Legends Mania as we take you back in time. Those legends include Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Jake the Snake Roberts, the Total Package Lex Luger, the Birdman Coco Beware, Jacqueline, the Headbangers, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Sarah Page, the China Syndrome, Jerry the King Lawler, Jacques and Raymond of the fabulous Rougeau brothers, Rhino, as well as the son of the British Bulldog Harry and his sister Georgia, along with none other than their mother, Diana Smith. And I will be there too. I wouldn't miss it. Then, that evening, a wrestling extravaganza including a Royal Rumble where Jacques Rougeau and Harry Smith will collide with 18 other wrestlers in the same ring. It is going to be an amazing event for the entire family. Gatineau, Quebec, Canada, May 30th. You do not want to miss it. So get your tickets now at JacquesRougeau.com or GPWLegendsMania.ca or on the Slush Puppy Center website. Don't miss your chance to be a part of this spectacular event. I'll see you there.
You guys know the lyrics? Another great song in the WWF. From Montreal to Memphis, parlez-vous français? Tell all the girls the Rougeau's on their way. You don't like muscle head?